Well, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. My name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out. Sorry about that. And now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Today is going to be a doozy. I'm going to ask for a little bit of grace because basically what I'm doing here live is a deep dive. So I'm going to be fumbling around with some things. I may need some help from some of the mods if you are willing to help me with that. I need help putting polls up specifically. And we have a lot of information to cover. So before I even get into any of this, let me run my disclaimer, the live stream rules, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, it's really interesting to me when I feel like puzzle pieces come together, which is essentially what I feel like has happened in the last 2 or 3 days. And in my opinion, the picture is pretty ugly. Yeah. Pruvit reps, if you think this merger, and we're going to get into all of this, and in case you are like, what is she talking about? Herbalife put out a press release talking about acquiring 3 different companies for 25 to 30 million. We're going to go through that press release. And one of those companies is Prüvit. So Prüvit has been purchased by Herbalife. Yeah. So we're going to cover that. We're going to cover Herbalife buying Prüvit, what it really means, in my opinion. We are going to talk about Brian Underwood's weird, again, in my opinion, what I believe to be an exit speech, his hiding behind the dog, his interesting nonverbals, and also the red flags. Suspicious top leader reactions. I think that they are definitely overselling this. I think they're trying to say, oh, we're so excited about this, but their body language shows something completely different. And again, that's just my opinion. We're going to talk about some lawsuits that Pruvit has still out there lingering, which I find interesting considering Herbalife is now buying them, acquiring them, however you want to word that. We're also going to talk about people that weren't sued when they left, why I suspect that might be. And I also have an exclusive whistleblower information, and we're going to talk about all of it. Money grabbing schemes, insider chaos, and an alleged $200,000 Sunbasket investment scheme. And again, that is my opinion, that it's a scheme in particular. So if you guys are ready to dive into this, if you have not already liked and subscribed, that would be amazing. I would really love to see how close we can get to 16,000 subscribers on this video. If you'd like to support me financially, super chats are always welcomed. Please don't feel pressured to do that. A free way that you can support me and help me get the word out to people so that they don't get scammed is to like, subscribe, and interact with me here. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, it all adds up. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye car bonus. Let me see what some of these comments. I wanted to get through that spiel before I started going through comments. So thank you guys for the compliments on my makeup. I appreciate y'all so much. Yeah. Never been done before. I'm not nervous about it. It's just not going to be as smooth as I like things to be. But there's a lot of moving pieces. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you've had something delicious to eat today. I hope you have taken your meds. I hope you're drinking your water, all of that good stuff. And you know what time it is. I'm going to need this to get through all of this. So if you're new to my channel, this is a little ASMR moment. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Not sponsored, but definitely would love to work with them. And if you're a member, you have an emote that you can put for bubbles, which is super fun. You rate the bubbles 1 through 10, 10 being super crispy. And then I get to drink this deliciousness while we're live. So If you don't like ASMR, just turn the volume down real quick. Okay, here we go. Hopefully my commentary is as crispy as that was, because that seemed crispy on my end. Delicious. Thank you, Avery Joe. I appreciate you so much. We're gonna cover a lot, but first, oh my God! Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Okay. Did I miss anything? It was short but sweet. Unlike what this video tonight's gonna be. I do have notes. I am gonna be pulling from many different things, and let's get into it. So this is gonna be part 1. Hold please, because I made something I'm kind of excited to show you. Part 1, the acquisition. By the way, shout out to DC who helped me with the thumbnail. I was trying to do a bunch of things and she helped me out. So make sure that you subscribe to her channel. Okay, so I do have the PDF from Herbalife. We're going to go through it. We're going to read it, obviously. And give me just a second so I can pull that up. Okay, here we go. 26 months, Rebecca? That's amazing. And thank you for the compliments on my hair. You guys are amazing. Okay, this is from Herbalife. If you go to their website, if you just type in Herbalife acquires Prüvit, it brings this up. And then on the website, you can download the PDF. So I want to go through this real quick, even though, how many pages is this? I don't know how many pages this is. Okay, Herbalife, this was put out, by the way, on March 12th, 2025. Herbalife, a premier health and wellness company, community, and platform, today announced it has entered into a binding memorandum of understanding to acquire 100% of the assets of Protocol Health LLC. We're going to get into that. And Pruvit Ventures, as well as a 51% controlling ownership interest in Link Biosciences, Inc. We're also going to get into that. Protocol is a health and wellness digital application company, which will use individual biometrics to provide personalized nutrition recommendations in support of a healthy, active lifestyle. The platform is designed to deliver tailored health and longevity protocols. I don't know why I say longevity when I'm reading. What? Girl. Pruvit is officially in intensive care. Oh my God, that's funny. Thoughts or concepts of thoughts and prayers for them. Protocol, okay, I already read that part. Link Biosciences is an established manufacturing company that utilizes proprietary technology to process biometrics, biomarkers, lifestyle data, and DNA, and will harness the information from Protocol to formulate personalized nutritional supplements for customers. I cannot. Oh, it's too early. It's too early. By acquiring and leveraging Protocol's personalized digital technology along with Link Biosciences manufacturing capabilities, Herbalife will be providing our expansive network of distributors with unique opportunities to expand their customer base through a personalized health, wellness, and nutrition platform, said Stephanie Graziani, Herbalife president and incoming CEO. These investments further accelerate our vision to modernize our business and represent a belief in our business model that better positions us to become the world's premier health and wellness company, community, and platform. Okay. A beta version of the Protocol technology platform is expected to be available to select Herbalife independent distributors in the US during the third quarter of 2025. So later this year, I had a hair that I could not get, just got it, thank goodness. A full release in the US is planned for the fourth quarter of 2025 with additional markets to follow beginning in 2026. Pruvit is a direct selling market leader of patented ketone supplements. This acquisition expands Herbalife's health and wellness offerings with an attractive, channel-exclusive, new product category. So much for category kings, eh? Prüvit will continue to operate independently under its current ownership for up to 2 years. During this transition period, Herbalife can launch ketone products as the companies come together to bring the protocol platform and vision to the world. Okay. The transactions are expected to close in the second quarter of 2025 and will cost approximately $25 to $30 million, with additional conditional payments possible based on future performance. Performance, excuse me. I was going to make it plural. So Herbalife distributors are going to have access to Pruvit ketones, is what this reads like to me. Let me know if you guys agree with that. We're going to get into all of the companies. I've done some research. I'm going to provide you guys with that information. And yeah, so I'm not going to go through all of this. I just wanted to cover that. No, you're not blocked in the chat, Danielle. I see you. Make sure you get out of top chat. Yes, wouldn't that be great? That would be so fun. That would be so fun to get to 16,000 subscribers. Okay, so now these are my opinions. Herbalife is buying Pruvit, Protocol, and Link Biosciences for 25 to 30 million. Pruvit, that's not my opinion, but my opinions are coming. Pruvit will stay independent for up to 2 years before being fully absorbed by Herbalife. Herbalife will use Protocol's tech and Link Bio's DNA testing to push personalized supplements. In my opinion, why is this shady? And again, in my opinion, Herbalife is one of the most predatory MLMs known for fake health claims and pyramid scheme tactics. Pruvit spent years claiming to be so different. They're so different. They're not an MLM. They're community-based marketing. They're not an MLM. And now they're merging with the biggest MLM. Okay. Pruvit leaders are hyping this up like it's spectacular news, but who does this actually benefit? So I'm going to try to put a poll up do I have any mods on here? And if I do, are you guys able to put a poll up? 29 months. I'm just sitting over here like shocked Pikachu. This data is coming directly from Herbalife. Jade, are you okay? Also, hi. Blink twice if you need us, Jade. Hi, Charlene. Are you able? Oh, you can't add polls. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to put a poll up. Hold on one second. I'll put some fun music on that I know you guys love. Hold on. That didn't work, but hold on. Let me get a poll up. Okay, so this is going to be, there's going to be several polls. And remember, I told you this is like a deep dive live. There's a reason that deep dives are usually edited videos. Okay, this first poll is going to say, do you think that this is about growth or is it an MLM exit strategy? Growth, or is this an MLM exit? If I can type properly, strategy. Okay, we're going to put this up. All right. We've got that now. Okay. There's part one. So let me know what your thoughts are on the poll. And then I'll check here shortly. The next part that we need to get into is Brian Underwood's exit speech, what I believe to be his exit speech. Let's watch it together. I have it here for you guys. And let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let me make sure this is the right side. Why are we hiding behind the dog? Why is the body language so closed off? Right off the bat. Okay, I need to put my headphones on.
Wanted to make a quick video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brian Underwood, the CEO of Prüvit. And the reason I'm making this video is because there was an announcement yesterday around 1 o'clock from Herbalife that Herbalife acquired Prüvit, Protocol Health, which was our new initiative that we were reinventing and spearheading with the Pruvit community, and Link Biosciences. And so I wanted to come on, kind of share with you all where my heart is, what this means for the Pruvit Nation, and really just the level of gratitude that I have for everyone that's been a part of Pruvit, whether it's been a customer, whether it's been a speaker, or whether it's been a promoter around the world. You have been part of the fabric that has created this community that's powered not only the ketone conversation, but has really powered what I believe we were on the forefront of, as every thought leader is talking about now, the next era of health and wellness. And that's what fueled the protocol development that we started on over a year ago. And if you would have told me 10 years ago when we started Pruvit, where we met every challenge along the way, that a decade later, we would be acquired by one of the biggest direct sales network marketing companies ever on the planet, I would have said, no way. As an entrepreneur and someone that has loved this industry for so long, it would be a dream come true. And when you look at Herbalife, 45 years in business, billions and billions of sales, over 107 countries, and they've never acquired a network marketing company.
I feel like he's highlighting really interesting things. So, how many of those distributors are actually profitable? How many of those distributors have lost money? How many of those distributors have lost their life savings? How many of those nutrition shops have people gone bankrupt over? So it's interesting to hear them picking and choosing, and it won't be just him. We'll see that throughout this evening's live stream, but they're picking and choosing what they're highlighting. I just find that really interesting.
I think that's the greatest compliment as an entrepreneur, a founder of Pruvit, that I could ever have. And for some of you, you might be asking, what does this mean for Pruvit? And right now, it means nothing. It means the same thing. It'd kind of be like Coca-Cola coming in and buying, Celsius. Celsius is still operating with the same executive staff, the same.
Not a false equivalence fallacy. You're comparing Coca-Cola and Celsius to a multi-level marketing company where the majority of the revenue comes from the distributors. Come on, Brian, I'm gonna need you to try harder. Okay, it's not working.
Founders, and one of the things that was, really inviting is that Herbalife wanted to partner with us because of the team, because of the vision of, where health and wellness is going as a concierge service of data.
Or could it be it was a good deal for Herbalife to buy all of the distributors in Pruvit, have access to Pruvit's ketones and their technology for a bargain price, considering Pruvit at their highest point was selling almost $600 million in a year, and they've dropped to around $300 million. And they're buying 3 companies for $25 to $30 million. That sounds like a buy one, get one free kind of situation. So is it because the technology is so outstanding, or is it because Pruvit is failing? Because we see the revenue, and that's from a pro MLM website, Business for Home. Anybody can type it in and check out the company's revenues and things. I think it was probably because they could offer Pruvit's products. When I say they, I mean the distributor. And let's think about this from a marketing perspective. If Pruvit only has around 19,000 distributors, allegedly, currently, and now they have hundreds of thousands of distributors that are selling the same product, Pruvit's marketing was already watered down and basic and boring, ineffective. But now you have all of these distributors that are going to be talking about Pruvit's ketones, in my opinion, and it's going to dilute it even more. It's creating competition between all of the distributors. And let me just tell you guys, as somebody that was a part of Pruvit, when all the Visalis people came over, the competition between the two of them, even though the C-suite and leadership is going to be like, oh, everybody's going to get along. This is so exciting. No, they're not. No, they're not. There are going to be teams that snub the Pruvit distributors. And it's been alleged to me that there are some people in Herbalife that already are very nervous about Pruvit promoters coming over because they are so wild. I don't know what the word is I want to use here. So there's already, they're already nervous about it. They're too wild. They're too whatever. So I find that really interesting. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Everybody's going to get along. No, they're not. There were teams in Pruvit, Katie Rollins talking to you, that were so mean to these Visalis people when Pruvit absorbed or acquired or whatever, Visalis. There were so many teams that were so mean to these people. These people didn't do anything to us when I was a part of Pruvit. But that's the competition that is created in multi-level marketing. So that's going to happen. So yeah, thank you so much, Marie, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Is this enough to buy Pruvit on clearance? Probably. Sounds like a good deal. Yeah, especially the Empire. Yep, absolutely. And I was a part of that. Absolutely. Brian is a founder of Pruvit, yes. Yeah, they don't want to be associated with the insanity of unschooling and such. Yeah. How could they be nervous having Courtney Shepard and Kelsey Ray joining them? We're going to visit some stories of Courtney's here shortly. So let's get back to the video.
Analytics, biometrics, and that's what the protocol platform is going to be delivering to the world. And we partnered with Herbalife to take it to the world. And I also believe that it's a way to cross the chasm when it comes to ketones. I used this illustration yesterday with a group of leaders that we were talking to. I have a good friend of mine, Eitan Albaz, and he started a company called Applied Semantics. And he took Applied Semantics and ended up selling it for like $150 million to Google. And I remember asking him about a decade ago, I was like, Eitan, why did you sell it to Google? And he said, Brian, I'll tell you this. We took Applied Semantics as far as it could go. But in order for it to reach new heights, we had to partner with someone that could take it there, that had the resources.
Oh, so what you're trying to say is that Pruvit didn't have what it needed in order to expand because people were leaving? The distributors were leaving? That's interesting. Let me also say that, in my opinion, the only person Brian Underwood is concerned about is himself. And we have a whole pattern that we can look at. We can talk about the side deals, the behind the scenes deals, the nefarious behavior, the alleged nefarious behavior behind the scenes. We can talk about all of that. And in my opinion, there is a pattern that shows that Brian Underwood only cares about himself. So if his distributors think for 1 second that he was doing this for them, y'all are delusional. And I'm saying that, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. There may be some Pruvit distributors that are watching. You guys are absolutely welcome here. But if you think for 1 second that the CEO of a multi-level marketing company is going to sell his company to another company, another MLM company, and say that it's for the better of the distributors, delusional. That's just me being honest.
That had the, the firepower to do so. So they sold it to Google. And what today is now known as Google Ads and Google AdWords, the engine behind that was Applied Semantics. And I believe it's a very similar analogy for the reason why we're so excited about this acquisition and becoming part of the Herbalife family. And, a testament to that is it's pretty surreal to see our creation of protocol, and as we were developing it, to see one of the biggest athletes in the world, one of the most famous athletes in the world, Christian.
Okay, before he gets into this sponsored athlete that is being paid to endorse an MLM product, what he is talking about, protocol. Okay, this is a company, I have my notes right here. So this is a company that prior to the acquisition of Prüvit, of Protocol, and the third company, it was a privately held startup owned by its founders through JWRL Consulting. There were no parent companies or outside corporate owners associated with Protocol. Its only parent entity was JWRL Consulting. Now, those initials, JWRL, could it be because this is actually owned by Jacob Wilson and Ryan Lowry, the doctors that actually work with Pruvit? So it's interesting to me to hear Brian talk about how they're creating this when the owners are very clearly Dr. Jacob Wilson and Dr. Ryan Lowry. It's registered in Florida and managed via their JWRL Consulting LLC. So Brian Underwood and Terry LaCour, because I was like, are they listed anywhere on this? Do not appear to be directly involved with Protocol Health LLC. Prior to its acquisition by Herbalife, it was primarily owned and managed by Dr. Jacob Wilson and Dr. Ryan Lowry through their entity, as I've already stated, Lowry, JWRL Consulting. So it's interesting that he is claiming that Pruvit had a hand in it. Now, I'm not saying they didn't work together on projects or whatnot, but it's very clearly owned by those two. So that's interesting.
Cristiano Ronaldo presenting and saying that he is a part of Protocol in the future of Herbalife. And that's something that all of us can
Thank you for being a member for 39 months. I appreciate you.
take pride in, and being able to be a part of this incredible launch, which details will be coming soon. And so I just wanted to come to the world and say, number one, for those of you that are saying, oh my God, I can't believe this happened, I'm so sorry. This is really one of the greatest things that's ever happened in my entrepreneurial career. And this isn't the end of Pruvit. It is only the beginning. We have
Oh my God, you've been saying that for 10 years. This isn't the end. This is only the beginning. We're just getting started. Okay, Brian. Aren't you tired of the facade? Aren't you just, you must be exhausted.
set out and we've proved it over and over and over again. And our goal has always been to disrupt the status quo, to challenge what isn't as if it were, and to be a leader in innovation, to cross the chasm, to be a transitional company. And I think that that's the collaboration. That is the likeness of the foundation of Herbalife as the global leader in health and wellness. We want to take everything into a new era. So we're asking you to partner with us, be a part of this journey.
I'm sorry. You want people to become a promoter or a distributor in Prüvit right now, considering it's been bought out. And in the press release from Herbalife, it said that Prüvit will be around for up to 2 years before they're fully absorbed into Herbalife. So you're trying to recruit people. Why is that? I mean, let's ask ourselves why that could be. I wonder if those bonuses that were mentioned in the press release that I just read, if that is based on revenue. So, Brian, are you fighting for your life to get these bonuses for yourself? And that's why you're coming on here thirsty as hell for new promoters? That's interesting and also desperate. If you're in Prüvit, now is the time for you to get out. Now is the time for you to get out of multi-level marketing as a whole.
As we have only just begun. And so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to DM me. But I wanted to say thank you for all of those involved. It's been a roller coaster the last 6-8 months, really fast tracking this partnership, this acquisition. And we're super excited about the future. I can tell you.
You're super excited about the future because I bet you got a nice little cushy payout in all of this. But you're not going to tell the promoters that, right? Did Nick Martinez get any special deals? How about Dustin Schaefer? How about any of the OG people that are still around? Not many of them from 2015 when this all started. Are they getting nice little payouts, a little under the table, a little behind the scenes kind of payout? I know that you're allegedly a fan of that, Brian.
that the sky is the limit. And so if you're a part of Pruvit Nation, keep proving it each and every day.
Oh my God.
Nothing changes. Let's continue to bring ketones to the world, and we're going to see that fast track. There's a book called Crossing the Chasm, and I truly believe that we're going to see the new foundation of health and wellness, concierge wealth, metabolic energy like ketones brought to the world. We're going to see that in compressed time frames because of the communities coming together, the ingenuity coming together, the strength, the resources, and our commitment is absolutely whatever it takes. The goal is to win, the plan, whatever it takes. So with that being said, drop me a comment, drop me a direct message, but I wanted to get a message out to you all. I thought it could help clear a little bit of what it is, and we are going to be intricately involved in the future, in the next era of health and wellness. So to get everyone's custom protocol, to continue to take ketones to the world. So with that being said, appreciate you guys. Always be yourself. We'll talk to you soon.
He looked so uncomfortable in that. Just me, or did you guys see that too? Let's talk about the poll that I just put up. Okay, the exit strategy. 93% of you said that that you think that this is about growth or versus, excuse me. No. 92% said that you thought it was an exit strategy. My apologies. So let's get the next poll up. Tell me what you guys think. Was this about, where did my notes go? Good God. Sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second. Do you feel like he was hyping up Pruvit's future, or do you think that he is piecing out and this was his exit? So let me see. Let me type this in real quick. Was he hyping the reps up, or was this Brian's exit speech? That's how I really want to say that. Okay, hype, exit speech. All right, let me know. That poll is up. This is funny that it happened after Kelsey Ray made a video saying she was never leaving Pruvit. We'll see. We shall see what happens. I do wonder if Blake Mallon got a payout. I wonder where Nick Sarnicola went. I mean, I know that he's a part of Shopley now. How's that working out? Oh my God. So we shall see, but hit that poll. Let me know what you guys think. I forgot to do part 2. Now we're going to move right on in to part 3. Odd promoter reactions. And I'm saying odd because I find it odd. Yeah, anyways. Let's look at, God, where do we start even? Let's start with Cheryl Pike, shall we? Cheryl Pike is a Canadian distributor in Prüvit, and how did I come across her? On TikTok, somebody sent me a video of, hey, DC, by the way, thank you again for the help on the thumbnail. I appreciate you so much. Go subscribe to DC's channel, you guys, and like the stream if you haven't already. Okay, so Cheryl responded to somebody that made a comment on her TikTok, and I believe the comment was something like, oh, I tried them. I don't think they worked for me. I didn't really like them, or whatever. They didn't like they didn't like ketones. That's okay. What's the big deal? Cheryl thought she was going to be some tough guy and got on the internet and responded to this comment like, oh, you mean these ketones you don't like? And she's like standing in front of her Lexus car bonus, or her Lexus that she gets with her car bonus. And she just was nasty. And I was like, oh, say less. And so I reacted to that. Cheryl got really pissy. She blocked me. And here we are. So she apparently is an Army spouse. She lives in Canada. And is there anything else that I need to talk about? I believe she's was. Show us your current rank, Cheryl. Let's see your current rank, because the interaction or the lack thereof on your social media platform I find fascinating. Anyways, this is Cheryl. So let's see what she has to say about this acquisition. And I think, yeah, I was going to say something else, but I'll save that for later.
Yesterday, I shared some huge news because of the innovation that Prüvit puts forth, because of our products and our technology and the patents that are on our products and our technology, and for protocol that is coming. And I'm so excited to finally be able to share what that is. Y'all, I've been sitting on this and sitting on this, and I couldn't say anything, and I'm so happy that I get to now. But between our products and the patents and the science and the research and the innovation and the creation and all of it, and protocol, is the reason that Prüvit is now under the umbrella of Herbalife. A 45-year established company. 45 years. So we've teamed up to pool.
Did you guys see that jump at it right there? What did you cut out prior to this, Cheryl? What did you cut out that you didn't want people to see? I'm genuinely curious.
Our experience, to pool our superior products.
Superior, huh? Okay.
And help more and more people live a healthier life. I am so excited. I'm so excited for what this means as a company, what this means for our clients, but I'm especially excited for what this means for our promoters and moving forward, because
oh my God, this is so awkward.
Ketones taste fantastic, by the way. Not only
so awkward. Cheryl, are you okay? You're saying all of this, and I think we'll notice the pattern here. They are all using the same kind of language. They are all using this generic, vague, oh my God, I'm so excited. Wait until you guys see. I'm so excited. I could share this with you. This is like when Coca-Cola bought Celsius, except it's not. And it's over the top. It's overhyped, and they're not even sharing any information. You know why? Because none of these distributors in this company know what's going to happen in the next couple of years when it comes to Prüvit. I cannot wait to see these distributors hype up, overhype, overinflate the aloe drinks and the tea from Herbalife. I can't wait to see Kelsey Ray and Courtney talking about that. Oh my God, you guys, this meal replacement shake, it's 90 calories. That's not a meal. Eat real food. I can't. I can't, you guys.
Not only are they patented, not only are they backed by science, they taste great. They make you feel great. And you get all of the benefits from one packet.
You look real nervous. Your body language to me looks real nervous. You look like you're super tight. Have you been crying? Have you been sleeping? I know that they're going to try and say, oh my God, I'm so excited I couldn't sleep. Courtney Shepard, I'm talking to you. We're going to see from you here shortly. I'm so excited I couldn't sleep. Yeah, probably because your company has just been acquired by another company that nobody was a fan of, in my opinion, in Prüvit. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, Herbalife's so great. 45 years. They're in 107 countries. Come on. Be so for real right now. Savannah. Also, I really love your new profile picture. It's so pretty. I've been lurking, but I have to say I'm very excited for the future of Kelsey Ray and Courtney Shepard. Yeah, me too. Me too. I feel like the behavior that we're seeing from Cheryl here is desperation. And let me be specific with what I'm saying. This overhyped energy, this, oh my God, I can't wait to share this with you guys. I can share this with you now. I think that this is the holy grail. I think Cheryl's numbers have been dropping. I think the lack of interaction on her social media platforms shows that. I would love to see her current rank versus her highest achieved rank. I would love to see the difference in her income. And this isn't just about Cheryl. This is about any of the distributors in Prüvit, because I guarantee you their income has been dropping. And how do I know that? Because revenue has been consistently dropping according to Business for Home with Prüvit. So if revenue is dropping, the distributors aren't making as much money. We know that they've made compensation plan changes, which, by the way, the day before this was announced by Herbalife, why did they change the commission for the affiliates from 50% to 40%? They just slipped that on in there. That is a big change. So I think this is like a holy grail kind of moment for some of these reps. I think Cheryl here knows exactly what's happening. I think she knows that volume has dropped, commission has dropped, distributors have left. And I think she's like, this has to work. This is the only option. Nobody likes a quitter. Well, I'm going to use one of Brian Underwood's quotes and say here that the truth is undefeated. So anyways, what do you guys think?
Where this company is going,
She did.
I just want to say you want to be part of this. If you've been on the fence and you've been thinking about joining me, if you have questions, if you've been wondering and waiting and watching and thinking it's not the perfect, this is the perfect time. And with that being said, I gathered up all of my tax papers, receipts, deductions, claims, all of that stuff. And I will be meeting with my accountant tomorrow to file my taxes for 2024. So this is a legitimate business.
I'm going to stop you right there because it's actually not. If you live in the United States, you get a 1099 as it shows as a source of income for contracting work. That's not a business owner. I don't know how it works in Canada. Those of you that are Canadian, feel free to pipe in the comments if you would like to and have something to say about that. I don't know how that works in Canada, but shout out to all the Canadians, eh? So yeah, she does seem worried. I agree with you, Becca. And also, I love this. Haley suggests you ask your accountant to do a profit and loss. How much are you spending on those ketones? Because I bet it's a lot. I'm good. No, thank you.
This is a legitimate business that could change everything for you. You have no idea the amount of pride I have in myself because I made a decision 6 years ago to change the situation that we were in. We were in bankruptcy. And now...
Okay. Yeah, you gotta, this is their only, I'm going to call it a weapon. This is their only weapon. You know, they have to have the sob story. They have to say things like, oh, I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror. I've said that when I was a part of Pruvit. We were coached to say these things. If they can't use these testimonials, these stories, you know, because, you know, facts tell, stories sell, right, Eric Worry? Whatever. If they weren't able to share these health claims and things of that nature through storytelling, through testimonials, they would have no way to talk about these products. And why am I saying that? Because if they actually, instead of spending money on all of these patents, they actually spent money on having legitimate scientific studies done, double-blind, independent, all of that stuff, placebo. I wonder if it would even show if Pruvit's ketones did anything. But no, they're going to do everything except back it up with scientific evidence or prove. See what I did there? Prove that the Pruvit ketones are not proving it. You know what I'm saying? So she's got to give a sob story. Guys, we were bankrupt and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And, you know, nothing changes if nothing changes. That whole thing. Yeah, that's what we're seeing here.
Now I get to take tax papers to an accountant.
Wow. You know what's wild is that people file their taxes every year and they don't have to be a part of a product-based pyramid scheme that, in my opinion, was bought out by another product-based pyramid scheme and overhyped products that are nothing more than like 10,000% of vitamin B and some caffeine. You could, I don't know, drink a pre-workout if you're into that kind of thing, or any other energy drink, and probably know more about the ingredients. I'm a fan of, I don't know, Dr. Pepper, zero sugar, or coffee or tea,
To declare earnings that's providing for our family.
And how much of those earnings come from your team, or what's left of your team, I should say, and how much comes from commission on the actual selling of the product? Because I bet they are vastly different. I bet the majority of the income, at least in the past, because I bet she's not a current rank 6, unless it's close to the end of the month and she has to pressure her team to order products. But I'd love to see her current rank. How much of your income is coming from selling products and how much of it is coming from having a team?
I don't know how many times I have had conversations with people where they say that their Aunt Sally or their Uncle Billy says it's a scam, and I pay taxes on the money that I earn.
Doesn't negate the income disclosure statement, the last one, which I believe was 2023, that showed that distributors made less than $11 for the year. I think it was $10.48 or something like that for the entire year. Okay, cool. You file taxes. People do that all the time. It doesn't change the fact that you are profitable, allegedly. It doesn't change that the average, or the median income, I should say, it's median, not average, was less than $11 for the entire year. For all of the distributors in Pruvit.
If I go to the Canada Revenue site, it's listed as income. To me, a scam is something where you hide it from the government, you put the money in your pocket and don't say a word, and you don't provide a product to people who pay for a product.
Well, thank you for your opinion on that, considering you're a part of a product-based pyramid scheme, in my opinion, that I would I would say is a scam. But since we're, just sharing opinions, let's actually look up the definition of a scam for Cheryl here, because she said, well, my definition, in my opinion, according to the dictionary, a dishonest scheme, a fraudulent scheme, a guy that scams the elderly out of their savings. So we could take that and say somebody that is coming online and saying, hey, you can make extra income. You can be like me. You can be profitable. You can, meet this community of people that love and respect you and love bomb you and all of this stuff. And when you get into it and you discover that, oh man, I'm being pressured in the team chats to order products and Cheryl's being really nasty. Yeah, I have the screenshots, Cheryl. That's for another time. I know exactly how you operate in your own team chat. It's actually kind of wild. I would say that what Cheryl's participating in, according to Pruvit's income disclosure statement, would fit into that. A dishonest scheme. You're getting on the internet and you're saying, oh my God, this is so amazing. It's such a great time. We were just acquired by, a company that's been a part of scamming people, in my opinion, for 45 years. But now is the time to join you guys. I'm so excited. This isn't a scam. Okay. All right. 12 months. Thank you so much, Becca. She sounds super happy, doesn't she? I miss this. Sorry, Brandy. 25 months. Time sure flies. I was in Arbonne for 12 years. For taxes, we would get a T4A, which is basically a contract worker. I was devastated when I did a profit and loss statement. Eye-opening. Happy 25 months. Thank you for sharing this with us, Brandy. I appreciate you. And thanks for being a member. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Okay. Wild. Let's see what else she has to say.
That's the complete opposite of what
Lushy.
we do. We promote a kick product. We've now partnered with a kick company. There is only growth moving forward.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty.
Oh man, another jump edit. What did you take out there?
Pretty legit to me.
Okay.
Work every day for yourself. Build your own dream.
You're not working for yourself. You're actually working for Pruvit as a contractor. You're not your own boss. And how do I know? Let's just use current events as an example of why you're not your own boss, Cheryl. Did you have any say about the acquisition? No. Did you even know about it, or did y'all find out at the same time from an email or a Zoom or whatever from the company? Oh, you did? Yeah. So you're not your own. You don't own a business, because somebody that owns a business would be making those decisions. And you weren't. So it's unfortunate. Marie, thank you so much. You guys know what time it is? At the gym too. Thank you so much. Welcome to the new members. There is a new link to join the Discord under the post section on YouTube. While I have her paused, let's look at the poll that we have up. So 70% of you think that this was an exit speech from Brian. I tend to agree. We're going to leave that poll up for a little bit, but let's hear what else Cheryl has to say.
And your business, have a say, pay income tax.
Do you have a say?
I love what I do. I love what I do. I love helping other people do what I do.
That's a weird way to say that you scam people on the internet, in my opinion, but
it's the perfect time to join.
It's not. Get out, run.
Network marketing takes ordinary, average people and helps them live extraordinary, above average lives.
Oh my God, not the quote from Eric Worre. Did he say that at GoPro? Isn't Most Powerful Women of Network Marketing coming up here soon? It's unfortunate. I feel like she's just parroting things that she heard from the company. It's really fascinating. Auntie Mel, thank you so much. This one deserves a big Diet Dr. Pepper party. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's really kind of you. Yeah, if you guys have any encouraging messages that you want for people that are going, let's just be honest. I know people in Pruvit are going to see this if they're not here right now, and that's okay. Y'all are welcome to stay. Hang out in the live chat if you want. Drop some comments. You know, if you're a part of the replay crew, just know that if you use any fallacies, I am going to point that out. I absolutely am. I'm going to use that to educate people, and I'm going to do a whole video on just those comments. So think about it before you post. Okay. Yeah, we know they're here. So if you have any, seriously, if you have any positive, encouraging comments, you know, asking them or encouraging them to get out of Pruvit and to wake up and to critically think, feel free to drop those in the comment. I think it's important for people to hear those things and see those things.
I love that I get to help people do that.
Okay.
I'm so excited for what this partnership means. I'm so excited for where we're going.
Okay. That was that. That was Cheryl. And this was part 3, the suspicious reactions from Pruvit leaders. There's much more to come though, you guys. So we've heard so far, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I feel like the overexcitement is really weird. I'm wondering if they've been forced or coached to react like this. And yeah, we're barely even getting started here. Why I feel like this is a classic MLM move is because when these changes happen, reps are typically told how to feel. They are told how to deliver it. They are told how to feel. If you act concerned, you know, people are going to quit. People are going to leave. So if you act excited, people will stay. And I think that's what we're seeing from a lot of these people. From Dustin, I'm going to do a whole nother follow-up video that Dustin Schaefer did, which is really interesting. I have videos from Nick Martinez. By the way, if any other content creators want information or videos, obviously this is way more than I can cover on my own. So if you want something, if there's any way that I can help to get the word out or share videos or whatever, just message me and I'm happy to share that information and share the research that I've done as well. So they're told what to say. They're told how to say it. They're told, you know, you have to be really excited about this because people are going to trust you. It's a classic manipulation of relationships, in my opinion. So comparing to past MLM collapses, like when we saw, you know, Beachbody and Beauty Counter, and I know I'm missing a bunch. It's just really fascinating to watch the nonverbals in all of this. So, okay, what do we have next? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Let me see. Now, this is, do we want to watch hold on, a short Nick Martinez video, or do we want to go, I already know the answer to this, or do we want to see Courtney Shepard's stories that I recorded the other day? Let me know in the comments. And while you're doing that, I'm going to end this poll. It looks like 70% exit speech. So thank you guys for that. I hope you're having fun with the polls. I don't typically do it because it's kind of awkward for me to do them. So let me know. And I'm going to put up another poll while you guys are voting. Although I already know what you're going to say. All right. So would you be this excited if your company got sold and your job became uncertain? Would you be this excited if your company, I see all the Courtney comments, was sold and your future was uncertain? Yes or no? Okay, we've got that. And now let's see. Yep, Courtney it is. All right, let's do it. Now, if I should have put all of these together as one video, I did not have time to do that. So I apologize. They're all going to be separate. So please bear with me as I upload everything. Putting this together and announcing this or delivering this as a live deep dive, wild. Okay, so this is the first one. This is, I think, the first time that she talked about the buyout. And yeah, so let's just watch it.
Great day. Oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep last night.
Look at the body language. I couldn't sleep last night. Why? Why, Courtney? Again, same questions that I had for Cheryl. Your income dropping? Because I bet it is. Do you have people leaving your team? Because I bet they are. And they should. They should get out of MLM altogether because it's not going to be any different in any other company. You look real excited, Courtney. You look terrified. Yeah.
And it's so interesting to me. You really see people's true colors come out in these scenarios.
If you're watching the replay, I'm probably going to have to do something with the sound. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Like,
I'm trying to mute the sound.
People that
I'm just going to mute it for a second. What does mentally splitting mean? What does that mean exactly? How do you mentally split? I don't know what that means.
who I no longer speak to. I have not spoken to this person in 5 years, 4 years, 5. I don't even remember now. It doesn't matter. I don't speak to this person. Not in my life.
I wonder if she's talking about me because I got out in 2021, which would have been 4 years ago. I actually didn't think I even have her number, but I do. It was under her maiden name. I found that out the other day, which I found interesting. Oh, she's talking about you, John? Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, good for you, John. Good for you. This makes a lot of sense. Okay.
They proceed to try to infiltrate in these different scenarios and try to manipulate, and it's just really, really interesting.
Manipulate. That's interesting. I don't think that somebody that is bringing up, hey, you know, are you okay? Or whatever the context. And John, please don't feel like you have to share that with the live chat. Like, you know, protect your peace, protect your yourself. However, if somebody is bringing up concerns because they love, care, and respect you, that's not manipulation. I would venture to say that what Courtney does in her stories, whether we're talking about her extended fast that she was doing or the overhyped health claims about Pruvit's ketones, or just her advice that she gives, I'm going to call it culty advice, because I really do feel like that's what that is. I would say that right there is manipulation, because she's doing and saying these things because she wants people to buy Pruvit ketones and she wants you to join her team. You have to look at the underlying motivation.
Colors really come out. I'm really fired up. I'm really excited. I know that life is always happening for me, and a scenario like this is only going.
Okay, so that's just part one. We have 8 different stories, so hang on tight. John said, I sent her a ChatGPT analysis of the press release and what it means to Pruvit resellers. She didn't receive it well. I think that's really kind of you, that you, even after everything that she's done, in my opinion, that you were willing to send her that information. I think that was pretty kind of you.
Great day to have a great.
Oh, that's not the right one. Okay.
Area like this where it's like pivot is like, it's only going to bring so much good. This is such a perfect timing. Anyway, rad line, better mood, sleep, focus, energy, fat loss, digestion, muscle preservation, skin, and more. When you consume this within an hour or less, 100% of the time, you're in ketosis. Like, okay, so what actually happened is there's an acquisition. A 45-year-old company, hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue, 45 years, has never had to buy a company ever in the past. They don't need to. They have massive success. They're in 107 countries, okay? This acquisition is happening because of the middle company being Protocol, and we're going to be doing that together. Yes, we have been acquired by Herbalife. And what are the odds the colors align with this hat that I have?
Oh my God, please make it stop. Okay, so that was the second story. We have 8 stories, so this is number 3.
Nice guy. Come on, get your ish together. Give me.
Why is that hat so tall? I mean, I guess that's fine if that's your jam, but that hat is so tall.
Give me more of magic.
Oh my God.
Will be, so people are just reading this press release because they're a publicly traded company and they're coming up with their own scenarios and all these things.
Oh, are they? Or are they reading from the press release where it says Pruvit can be around for up to 2 years before they're absorbed by Herbalife? I mean, it's in black and white. I don't understand.
And I will just tell you, like, the way that you navigate these scenarios says so much about you.
Oh.
And I am the person that's like, I'm going to make the most out of this. Like, I am going to, like, I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. Are there a lot of unknowns that we don't have answers for yet?
Okay, and that's the part. That right there is the part. So you have these distributors in Pruvit that are talking about Pruvit being acquired by Herbalife, and they're getting on and talking about how it's such an exciting thing, and it's all unknown. They have no idea. I don't think that they knew the acquisition was coming. I don't think they have any idea on what that means, because it hasn't been disclosed yet what that means. So they're like, oh my God, this is a great thing. It's a huge opportunity. Is it? Okay, tell us how. How is this a great opportunity for you guys that are in Pruvit right now? They don't know. They're like, oh, I'm just going to listen to what Brian Underwood tells us. Big mistake. I'm just going to listen to what Nick Martinez tells us. Big mistake. I'm just going to listen to what Dustin tells us. Huge mistake. Come on. Critically think about this. What happens when companies are acquired? The company that bought them takes what they want and they get rid of or dissolve the rest. In my opinion, Herbalife probably wants all of the distributors because the distributors are typically the biggest customer, in my opinion, in these MLM companies. And they want ketones. They want their distributors to be able to sell these ketones because it's something new and exciting to the Herbalife distributors. They don't want Brian. They don't want any of that stuff. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think. But I have been through an acquisition. I was a part of Slumber Parties, and Slumber Parties was acquired by Pure Romance. I saw what happened. I was a part of what happened. I know how this works. And that's any company. If the company is being acquired, there's something that benefits the buyer, and they're going to use what they want and dissolve the rest. That's how it works. So these distributors that are like, oh my God, this is such a great thing. I couldn't sleep. Yeah, I bet you couldn't sleep last night because of the uncertainty. Checks are dropping, revenue's dropping. You know, Brian Underwood gets on the internet and is trying to make it sound like this is such an exciting thing. And it sounds like an exit speech, in my opinion. It's wild.
Yeah, sure. But I have a lot of incredible friends in Herbalife, and I also think about when it comes to saturation, majority of people don't even know who Herbalife is, and they have 67.
Courtney, be so for real right now. What do you mean people have never heard of Herbalife? I can't. All right, let's see what else she has to say.
67,000 storefronts. McDonald's only has 35,000.
Oh, okay, another fallacy. This is another false equivalence fallacy. So let's talk about the differences between Herbalife and McDonald's. And let's be real specific about it before I even dive into the nutrition shops that she's referring to. All right. So this is why this is laughably bad logic here, is because these are two very different things. So McDonald's, many of us are probably familiar with McDonald's. They sell food. Herbalife sells a recruitment scheme, in my opinion. So McDonald's is a fast food chain that primarily makes money from selling food and franchising restaurants. Herbalife is a multi-level marketing company where the majority of participants make little to no money, and most of the revenue comes from distributors buying overpriced products to qualify for commissions. I do know that in 2016, Herbalife did make some changes to their compensation plan where they have two different pathways now. And I believe that they did that in order to prevent or to encourage their distributors not front loading. However, I'm sure that the distributors have found a way around that. Let me just say it that way. That is my opinion. Also, if you've not seen Betting on Zero, I highly suggest that you watch it. The core business models of McDonald's and Herbalife are fundamentally different. McDonald's does not require its customers to recruit others into a pay-to-play system to make income on paper, if that's even happening. McDonald's doesn't make money from its customers' failures. Whether or not you enjoy McDonald's food, when you buy a burger, you get what you paid for. No one is pressuring you to turn around and sell a franchise to your friends. But in Herbalife, the majority of revenue comes from distributors buying the products themselves, not from actual consumer demand. Most distributors lose money because they're pressured to keep buying in order to stay active. And then we can talk about the marketing budget versus profit model. Pruvit reps love to throw around the idea that everything is just marketing, but McDonald's doesn't require people to become franchisees just to access the food. McDonald's spends billions on marketing, but that doesn't change the fact that their food is actually being consumed at a high volume by actual customers. Herbalife, on the other hand, in my opinion, has been, well, this is not my opinion, this is actually fact, has been investigated for operating as a pyramid scheme, and its marketing is largely recruitment driven, not necessarily product driven. Herbalife has been sued for being a pyramid scheme. McDonald's has not. In 2016, Herbalife settled with the FTC for $200 million for misleading distributors and agreed to restructure its business model, which is where they created two different pathways now. The FTC found that most Herbalife distributors made little or no money and were misled into believing they could build a profitable business. McDonald's for all its flaws, has never been accused of running an illegal pyramid scheme. So the bottom line here is comparing Herbalife to McDonald's is dishonest and it's misleading. McDonald's sells food to real customers. Herbalife sells a dream that rarely comes true. Profits off of its distributors' failures. The only thing that they might have in common is that both sell products people probably shouldn't consume in excess. But at least McDonald's delivers what it promises: a burger, fries, a crispy Diet Coke, and no recruitment required. So, Courtney, that's not true. Now I'm going to use her word. Now let's pivot. That's not even her word. That's, if you know from Friends. Let's talk about these nutrition shops, because she seems to think that that is a selling point for people to join Pruvit, knowing, they have all these nutrition shops. Did you guys know that people that own these nutrition shops, I'm using air quotes for a very real reason, are not allowed to advertise that they use Herbalife products? Herbalife does not allow their distributors to market or advertise as using Herbalife products. That's why you see their, what do they call those drinks? Loaded teas. The tea is from an Herbalife product. And then they add all these other things. And then they put the nutrition label. You know how you see the clear plastic cups with the straw and they have like a circle sticker? Those are probably nutrition shops that are actually, I want to say undercover, but it's not really undercover. You don't know until you're buying the products. You don't know until you're in there and you ask questions. Well, what are you putting in this? And you see all the Herbalife products. You don't see that a lot of the times the people that are running the nutrition shops are people that are in that person's downline. They're working for free. You don't see that. And if you want more information on that and how those operate, go check out Betting on Zero. It's really, really important that everybody watches that, especially now that we're here. So go off again about how McDonald's and Pruvit or Herbalife are the same, because they're not.
Storefronts, and people still don't know who Herbalife is. Like, massive, the way that they've built their structure over the last 45 years. And I'll be honest with you and transparent with you guys. Would I have looked into Herbalife and wanted to join them? Have I looked at them over the years and asked myself, oh, would I be in Herbalife? Like, the answer was no. I love Pruvit. I love what we're doing. Right. I love our ketones.
Right. Oh, but now it's a great thing. Come on. Excuse me. Let's see how our poll is doing. 99% said no. Fascinating.
So grateful to have literally a category that cannot be touched. No other company can have it. And Herbalife was like, oh, okay, y'all got this protocol coming in. We want access to that. We want this. Let's make a deal. We don't have to make a deal, but we want to make a deal. And the same thing with us. We didn't have to make the deal, but at the same time, it's like,
does anybody else think it's fascinating that Eric Worre was at Epic, considering it's been alleged to me that Brian Underwood and Eric Worre are not really fans of one another? But all of a sudden, Eric is at the virtual Epic. I find that interesting. And why do I find that interesting? Because Eric, if you recall, the day that Jesse Lee Ward passed away, September 16th, 2023, he was on his way to an Herbalife speaking engagement. And remember, he went through that whole thing of, oh, well, I'm going to find the next Jesse Lee. She would want me to do this. She would want me to go. If Jesse Lee was so unique, which she was, how are you going to say with your entire chest on the day that she passed away that you're going to go into an Herbalife event, speak with thousands of distributors, and find the next Jesse Lee? I just think that's disgusting. My question, and the reason I'm bringing all of that up, is because do you think for 1 second, actually, I shouldn't say it like that. Do you guys think, and you can let me know in the comments, do you think that Eric introduced the C-suite people from Herbalife to Brian? Do you think that's how that all happened? I just find it really interesting,
Why wouldn't we combine forces with an even bigger boat?
What? I mean, an even bigger boat. The boat is still sinking, Courtney. What do you mean?
cool. We're
Can we have a moment? Can we have a moment of silence for yet another word that has lost all meaning thanks to MLM's protocol? Indeed, moment of silence. Okay.
driving a yacht, but now we can have like a massive cruise ship. Massive cruise ship. Multiple cruise ships. We've got a fleet of cruise ships.
Okay.
She is, darlings.
That's how I
So
started.
better mood, sleep, focus, energy, fat loss, digestion, muscle preservation, skin, and more in an hour or less 100% of the time when you consume your ketones.
Oh my God. How much creatine is in that, Courtney? Let us know. I'm curious. Oh, you don't know? Anybody that is taking creatine knows exactly how much they should be taking and why they're taking it. But these reps get on here with their entire chest to talk about this proprietary blend. And oh, guys, it has creatine in it. Really, how much? Oh, you don't know? Because it's proprietary blend. Yeah, got it.
This has creatine and has MCT oil, like a massage for your brain.
How much? How much of these things is in it? Oh, you don't know. Cool.
It has electrolytes in it. It has amino acids. It has our proprietary blend.
Exactly. Exactly. A proprietary blend. So you can get on here and say, oh, it has all these things, but at the end of the day, you have no idea how much of it you're taking.
Formula. It has
Okay.
amino acids, electrolytes, MCT oil, creatine.
Right? The ketones are ketoning. You know what I mean?
I think I've said everything. I think I got everything in here. Vitamins, nutrients, all the goodness. All the goodness. This is my favorite. This is actually part of the protocol that I shifted for myself.
Protocol.
And we're going to be able to customize protocols.
Oh my God, I hate it so much. I hate it. It's a March 12th, 2020 cruise. Oh my God. Also, what? Massage for your brain? I can't believe she even said that. I feel like if anything is a massage for your brain, maybe that's sleep. What do you guys think? Oh man. All right. We have 3 more stories from her.
And these conversations with like my friends in the inside, on the outside, all the way around.
Inside of the cult?
Like ketones are sexy. You guys, like we are the category kings in this. Like there's no one can touch what we're doing. We're the only ones that have it. And
okay,
it's a part of the customized protocol. It's a foundation of this other company that is also part of this acquisition that we were just getting launched into a couple of weeks ago. And like, okay. I am so excited because Herbalife has paved the way for 45 years in the health and wellness space, while for the almost a decade, we have paved the way in this extremely sexy category of
gross. There's nothing sexy about Prüvit. What do you mean? There's nothing sexy about ketones. That's such a weird way to market all of this.
Ketones. And
I'm going to mute this a little bit. What do you mean? I forgot she had the music in the background. I'll figure it out. This is how she is in real life.
Trust me, when it comes to like all the lower frequency thoughts about this, that, and the other with a
probably the same kind of low frequency thoughts you had last night, that, according to the time of her filming this, that kept you up. Yeah, I'm so excited I couldn't sleep. Is it, or were they low vibration thoughts of uncertainty? Be for real, Courtney.
With an acquisition and a merger and da-da-da-da, like, I'm fully aware. It's just not affecting me because I know that this is happening for me. I know that this is for the greater good of the future of where we're going. And I know that
and not for you. Just like I said earlier, Brian Underwood only does things, in my opinion, that are going to benefit him. And we've seen examples of that time and time again.
Just going to rocket launch into the future.
Oh, okay.
Like,
it's giving, we're going to the moon. Okay.
I know that in my soul, in my, like, wholeheartedly. I know exactly where we're going. I know what we're doing. And it doesn't matter to me how we're getting there.
How can you know exactly where you're going and what you're doing if you don't know what the next 2 years are going to look like and things are uncertain? How does that work?
Because I can see the vision so clear. A lifestyle brand and linking arms with the one company that has already light years ahead on building a lifestyle brand. The level of relationships inside of the...
I can't. While she is getting her thoughts together, can we talk about this for a second? Not specifically about Jesse Lee, but it's been alleged to me that Brian is and has been, again, alleged, not stating this as a fact, to be offering people positions that want to get out of Prüvit to have positions at Frequence, which is another Terry LaCour company. So I find that really interesting, if that's true. And again, I don't know. It's just been alleged to me, which I find interesting.
The world, inside of the world for what Herbalife is already.
Okay. Last one here.
I actually have experienced an acquisition in one other company and inside of this company, and two different positions actually. So,
are you referring to the acquisition of Sunbasket Foods, Sunbasket, whatever it is? We're going to talk about that later on. And yes, I have the receipts. Is that what you're talking about? The one where Prüvit was telling people that Sunbasket went bankrupt, but they actually didn't. Don't worry, we'll get into that later.
I'm fully aware of the experience that can unfold inside of that. But I will tell you that when it comes down to pivots and unexpected scenarios, your mindset is everything. Like, it doesn't matter what's being done around you, for you, or to you. What matters is your mindset and the way that you react and you respond to it. The strongest mindset is going to bring out the most positive scenario.
This is ignorant. I'm sorry. I'm not saying she's ignorant. I know everybody has their opinions about her. I'm saying what she is saying here is ignorant. You mean to tell me that people that have been victimized in any way, and I'm not trying to get into any specifics here because we're here on YouTube, that it's their mindset. It's all about how they deal with it. And that life is happening for them. Are you freaking kidding me? That makes no sense. When you take this MLM brainwashing type of thinking and you put it into the real world, it makes no sense. It's actually disgusting. You mean to tell me that somebody that has been victimized or harmed in any way, that, life was happening for them? I can think of a handful of scenarios where that is not true. Oh, God.
Side of this. So there are so many layers to this of the excitement that I have, of the relationships that are.
Also, hey, Courtney, where's Wookie? Where's Wookie? And how come you had what looked like the cremains of a fur baby with a frame and a paw print in your kitchen, and then now all of a sudden it's gone? Where's Wookie? Okay.
Life has already established, of the relationships that we've established. Like, that's exactly why this is happening and exactly why it's such a positive thing. Even Herbalife is going through, like, their top income leader was groomed to be the CEO and is now the CEO.
Groomed. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy that word.
Incoming.
Okay. So that was that. She went on to other things after that. So now I want to get into... We got into how some of the distributors in Prüvit are framing it, but now let's talk about what Brittany Anderson is saying about it. Now, I really, really hope that Brittany Anderson is getting out of multi-level marketing. I really do. It looks like she's doing UGC content, user-generated content. It looks like she's going through a course from Sid. I think that's fantastic, and I hope she gets out of multi-level marketing and does things that she has the credentials to be doing. Okay, let's just see what Brittany had to say about it. This was from her stories, I believe.
I just want to tell you, trust your gut. I found out some news today that I'm not going to share because the news itself is neither here nor there.
I mean, the news is kind of important if that's what she's referring to.
but I had a gut feeling like 18 months ago. And I was so scared to like make a decision based off that gut feeling that I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. And then finally there was something that like, boop, tipped me over the cliff. And I said, you know what? I'm ready to make the decision. And I made the decision. And now 8 weeks later, whoo-wee, am I glad that I finally decided to listen to my gut instinct, because I made the right decision. Sometimes I wish I would have made it a little bit faster.
Fair.
But I'm grateful that I finally trusted my gut, because wow.
So there's that. Okay. Let me look at my notes here, make sure that we're on track with where I want to be. Give me just 1 second. But let me know what you guys think of that. And I do enjoy hearing her talk normally instead of screaming at her audience. It's kind of refreshing. Oh, we have another thing. This is actually a post. So let me get to where I need to be. This comes from Cameron Moss. Now, Cameron Moss used to be in Prüvit. She left and now is in Enagic with Alexis. What is Alexis's last name? Alexis was, in case you guys need the reminder, Alexis was this.
Not to mention the water, you guys. It's water. Everyone drinks water. It's a no-brainer.
Thanks, Alexis. Appreciate that. So that was Alexis. She was jumping from Pruvit after being sued by Pruvit. There's several other people that have been sued by Pruvit. And Cameron is in the same company now. Cameron says, and we're going to dive into this a little bit later as well, as many of you know, Pruvit was my launch pad in the direct selling space. It's where I started my journey, spent 8 years, helped launch the company, learned a ton, grew a ton, met some of the most incredible people. I do agree there are some incredible people that are unfortunately in multi-level marketing companies, and had experiences I'll always be grateful for. But by the end of 2023, the ship was very clearly going down, and I chose not to go down with it. Well, yesterday news broke that Prüvit is being acquired by Herbalife. Even though I've been gone for 16 months, my phone has still been blowing up with questions. Are you surprised? Is this really the good news they're making it out to be? What exactly does this mean? Excuse me. While I'm not affiliated in any way and don't know more than what's public, including their top affiliates, who, by my understanding, found out with the rest of the world when the article dropped, I do know a few things. They, it's in quotes, are world class at taking really, I don't know why that's in quotes. I think she's talking about Prüvit here, taking really crappy situations for their distributors and wrapping them in a big, beautiful, fluffy bow. An acquisition like this doesn't scream highly sought after. It actually suggests the exact opposite. And while they're spinning this as a massive opportunity, let's be real. It's a corporate buyout from a struggling MLM giant, rather than the power move they're selling it as. I hesitated saying anything because there are still many people there that I care deeply about. However, I realize that I'm doing them no service if I don't speak out about something that they are still too brainwashed and blinded to see. If that's you, I'm very sorry that you're having to go through this, and I pray that you receive the discernment that you need to make the right choice for you and your future. These are my personal thoughts and opinions. You are more than welcome and encouraged to read the article yourself and take it at your own discretion. I'll be sharing a little bit more in my stories. I will feature those stories here shortly. So I can appreciate that Cameron is talking about this. And I can also say that she's in a multi-level marketing company. And more than likely, if somebody comes to her and says, hey, I want to get out of Prüvit, tell me about your company, she's going to recruit them. Both of those things they can coexist at the same time. So that is from Cameron. All right. So let me ask you guys a question. Let me put up a poll. Do you guys think, oh wait, I already asked that. Sorry. 99%. My apologies. On to the next thing. We are now moving into part 4. But before I do, we must... okay, pending lawsuits. Now, Prüvit has a history of suing ex-distributors when they leave for another company. We watched them sue Alexis, and for the life of me, I can't remember her last name right now. We watched them sue Casey Kayo. I think that's how you say her last name. We watched them sue Brianna Blackburn. We watched them sue Michael Rutherford, and Michael Rutherford actually sued them multiple times. We've seen a lot of this over the years, and typically in the past, Prüvit, when a top leader leaves for another MLM company, they sue them for $1 million. And then they draw it out, and then they end up settling. And Alexis Brady, thank you so much, guys. So they were sued, and there's plenty of information out there. Behind MLM, go and support Oz. BehindMLM.com is an incredible website if you are looking for news on what's going on in MLM. Check out Behind MLM. Okay, so here's the thing. When you pull up the information about the lawsuit with Casey Kayo, Alexis Brady, and Brianna Blackburn, it appears, as far as what is available publicly, that case is still pending. The Michael Rutherford case is still pending. And actually, as of, I think it was this morning, the judge of Michael Rutherford's case has now said, okay, you guys are going to go to mediation. They settled with his fiance, Keisha. I feel like I could do a whole video just for Keisha. Keisha, girl. Anyways, so they settled with her. His is still pending. So how does that work exactly when there is this acquisition and they have these pending cases that have not settled? I find it interesting that all of a sudden today it's gone to mediation, when at the beginning, specifically with Michael Rutherford's lawsuit against Pruvit, at the beginning, the judge said, hey, you guys should try to resolve this through mediation. It went all the way through, Michael Rutherford represented himself in court. Wild. And it went to the judge, and the judge had up to 6 months. And then as of this morning, I believe, they're going to mediation, or they've been suggested to go to mediation. So with an acquisition, how can you have a company acquire your company if there's pending lawsuits? I also find it really interesting that according to the Herbalife press release, that they said that they estimate this to close or fund, or however you want to word that, for 25 to 30 million in the second quarter. Makes me wonder if that is because Prüvit and Brian have these cases that they need to tie up and resolve. I find that really interesting. And while we're talking about things that are interesting, I remember when Mandy Mitchell and Jody, I believe her last name is Schreiber, and several other people left Prüvit and went over to Amare. And I remember, here comes, I remember thinking, here comes the lawsuit. And the lawsuit didn't happen. And I thought that was really, really interesting. And I believe that was last year, the second half of the year, if I recall correctly. And now it makes sense. It makes sense. Hang on one second. It makes sense because what changed? Revenue dropped from Prüvit. People were leaving. And I'm just curious, were these top leaders told ahead of time about the Herbalife deal? Were they given time to exit quietly before the news broke? I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm good, Sam. Thank you. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to put up another poll. And let me know in the comments. Do you think Prüvit let certain people leave to attempt to avoid a mass exodus? Let me know, and that poll is up and ready for you. It depends on the acquisition, how it's framed. It may have a certain dated, Prüvit has until that date to clear lawsuits. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate that. Okay. Also that part. And now we are going to get into part 5. Now, in part 4, I mentioned Cameron Moss. And now in part 5, thanks to Lushy, appreciate you, Lushy, I have Cameron's stories. So let's talk about that. Let me get to where I need to be. And let's watch this together. Now, the screen recording is 12 minutes and 42 seconds. So I think you'll find some things very interesting on this part.
So let's have a little chat, y'all. It probably would have been better if I would have done this as a live, but I didn't even want to go down that route. I have not done a Facebook Live in forever, and if I do one, I don't want it to be about this. So I'll share my thoughts here on the stories. I will probably turn this into a highlight, and I'll try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. If you don't have any idea about anything going on with Pruvit, you don't even know what Pruvit is, you're like, what are you talking about, lady? Don't worry, you can just scroll past this, because you probably won't care about it anyways. But for the rest of the world that is curious, blindsided by the news that they just received, hurt, confused, unsure, all the other emotions that are going on, my heart is definitely with you. Or whether you are maybe kind of caught up in the mix where you're like, I don't know, I'm being told this is a good thing, I don't know what to think, I thought it was, now I'm not too sure. And before I go any further, I do want to disclose that these are my personal opinions and experiences, and this is not to be considered legal advice or anything crazy like that. This is just my experience from being with this company for 8 years. So if you don't know, I was with Prüvit for 8 years and was a leader in the company. In 2022, things started changing. 2023, it couldn't be ignored anymore. Major changes started happening. Things started being taken away. There was some very extreme business decisions that were made that were just very, very questionable. Everyone's income was tanking like drastically. I'm talking about like 1,000 plus per month for earners that were in the 6-figure range. And I left. I ended up originally, I was going to try to bring on an extra stream of income. I'm gonna have to hold my phone because it's gonna overheat if not. Okay, so I made a course and I sent it into our compliance department to get permission to sell the course because that was just something that we had to do. And they ended up denying me the ability to do that, which was...
I hate the fact that she is driving and doing this at the same time. I think it's so dangerous. She could have done this another way, safely, not just for her, but, you know, other drivers on the road.
Really odd because it didn't actually go against any of the policies and procedures. It wasn't like I was selling another ketone product or health and wellness product or anything like that. But there was just a lot of like scarcity going on and things like that because people were merging into the digital marketing space with courses. And the company was just kind of in freak out mode because they saw that happening. So
I'm going to pause her right there because I had my own experience with this. Now, I think this was around 2019 when I was still a part of Pruvit. I was starting to get into ClickFunnels. I paid for courses and I was going through them online, which is how I met digitally through courses. Steve Larson. Steve Larson used to be Russell Brunson's kind of right-hand guy within ClickFunnels. Russell Brunson is the one that's narrating the campfire video for Prüvit, and it's been alleged to me that Russell Brunson also has a position or had a position at Prüvit. Okay, Steve Larson was the one that created the funnel, and in the course, he was like, hey, take this, run with it, and knowing that he had a position in Prüvit, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool that I can take this funnel and I can learn how to do it and I can make my own. And you had to have everything approved through Prüvit, through compliance. And so I created my funnel. I got everything sent over to Prüvit, and they denied it because they said that I was stealing from Steve Larson. Steve Larson, I contacted and was like, they're saying that I'm stealing from you, but your course is saying that, hey, it's okay if you use it. And so he contacted Prüvit headquarters and was like, hey, this is a course that I sell. I instruct them to do this. Corporate would not budge. They wanted me to not be able to do it. It is a case, they say it's a case-by-case basis, but bottom line, Prüvit is not going to allow people to do these types of things. Why? They don't want their top leaders to be doing anything else other than selling Prüvit ketones. It was so weird. It made no sense. I was like, what if I change this, or what if I change that, or, things of that nature? They were not having it. And so this was her experience as well, which I find really interesting. And please don't think that I'm defending Cameron by any means. She's still in a magic and overhyping water. It's water, you guys.
I ended up fortunately not ever having to go through like a full-on lawsuit. I just got a couple cease and desist letters. I had to remove everyone that was affiliated with the company from my
Weird, because Michael Rutherford still follows you. So that's weird.
social media. I did a lot of negotiating back and forth about my social media because I was unwilling to, they basically wanted me to, close out my Facebook. Okay, so they wanted me to basically like close out my Instagram and Facebook because these were the platforms that I had used to build my Prüvit business. I was unwilling to do that. So we came to some compromises and I moved forward. I did start a new business and just stayed within the terms of our agreement upon me leaving.
But you're not, though, because Michael Rutherford still follows you. And Michael Rutherford, in his agreement with Prüvit from last year, was supposed to remove and unfollow people that are a part of Prüvit. So he's, hello?
Did also, this is something that I haven't spoke or shared on. I was encouraged to sell my position to one.
This is the part, some of you may be just, passively listening. This is the part that I highly encourage everybody really pay attention to. This part.
One of the promoters that was in the business with me, that was part of my team. And so I sold my position to her with the agreement that she would just pay me monthly out of the income that came in from my business that I had built. And upon the first payment, she notified me that the Prüvit compliance department told her that I was under investigation. And so she was not going to hold up that end of the deal. So
when Prüvit is investigating somebody for whatever, they hold their payouts and they put it in an escrow account. It's what they did and are continuing to do with Michael Rutherford. And this is a classic move from Prüvit. They'll claim that they're investigating somebody because they think that they're going to be leaving or whatever, and then they hold their paycheck. It's... This is classic. Also, did you guys know that you could do this in Prüvit? That's interesting.
Got my whole business, my email list, my everything I had built for 8 years. She literally got access to my account, my back office, took everything over, and that was that. So
why didn't you have anything in writing, Cameron?
She even was receiving, and probably still is, 2 different car bonus allowments. There was a rink where you would earn like the car bonus. So she was able to keep the one on her old account and then put her mom's vehicle on my account that she was taking over. So there was so many things that's actually probably why I didn't end up in a big lawsuit, because there are so many things that I could have brought to the table that they would have not liked. So I think they just let that kind of be, and so did I. So
did y'all hear that? So she sold her position to somebody in her upline or another distributor. And that distributor said, hey, I'll just pay you out monthly from the position. Basically meaning, if you guys don't know what that means, her organization. So everybody that was on Cameron's team, levels and levels deep, because I'm pretty sure she had a pretty significant team. Not a compliment, Cameron, by the way. She sold that position to another distributor, which meant that that distributor could put that anywhere in their organization. She assigned that second rank 6 position or higher to her mom and put that additional car bonus for her mom. So she was getting an $800 car payment for her mom, and this other distributor was also getting an $800 car payment. You can't do that in Pruvit. But I feel like this is the part where I'm going to continue to ask the question, if these things are going on in Pruvit, what else is going on in Pruvit? If things like the deals that Michael Rutherford had with Brian Underwood were happening, what else is happening? If people can just sell their positions and assign the car bonus to whomever, what else is going on? So if you're in Pruvit and you're watching this and you're thinking, oh my God, they would never do that, because these people in Pruvit that stand on the stage and say, if I can do it, you can do it. Michael Rutherford used to say that. I don't know. I just get these ketones down people's esophagus and, whatever. And he tried to act like, oh, it's no big deal. It's light, it's airy, it's easy. And the whole time he was getting promoted by Brian Underwood. That was in their agreement. And where did we get that from? From the settlement, from the lawsuit, the settlement from the last lawsuit that Michael Rutherford filed this past January. So ask yourself, if you're in Pruvit and you're seeing some of this stuff, I have a whole Pruvit playlist that is included in this video description that you can go down and watch and learn. And I'm sure many of you are feeling some type of way and you're probably angry at me, and that is 100% okay. I was angry too. But you should ask yourself, do some research on what happens when a company is acquired. Don't ask your upline. They're going to repeat the same things that we saw Courtney say. They're going to repeat the same things that Cheryl Pike said. They're going to repeat the same things that Nick Martinez is saying and Dustin Schaefer, which I will be covering. They're going to repeat that stuff because they're doing what Brian Underwood wants them to do. So ask yourself, okay, they're saying that this is a great thing. Do your research on what happens when a company is acquired, and ask yourself, if these things are happening, what else is happening that you don't know about?
Definitely know that what you take from someone, you'll always, or what is taken from you will always be given back to you in tenfold. I believe that. I've seen that throughout my life in different business ventures. So I just let it be and moved on about my business. So anyways, fast forward 16 months. Yesterday, it was announced that Pruvit was acquired by Herbalife. You've heard of Herbalife. It's been around forever. It's like a 45-year-old company. And yeah, I've seen like kind of some mixed stuff out there on their current standings, but that's neither here nor there. They acquired Pruvit as well as it looked like 2 other companies for the sum amount of $30 million, which is nothing for a company whose revenue was between 300 and I believe it was 600 million per year. So to sell for 30 million just should tell everybody right there that there is no value left there. Unfortunately, listen, this is heart-wrenching. Like, this is sad. The reality is Pruvit had an amazing thing going. And we all know that leadership and greed and poor decision making can absolutely destroy anything. It doesn't matter how good it is. No one can ever convince me that Pruvit did not have the best people in the world, the best community. But look, like, everyone has left with the exception of maybe 5-10 core people.
And ask yourself, what are these 5-ish core people getting by sticking around? Do they have special deals? Do they have multiple positions? What are they getting to get them to stick around?
So if that doesn't tell you, like if you, I know I was in the first group to leave, and by that point I was already like,
Revenue for key years. I believe this came from Business for Home. Yeah, it says at the bottom note, Business for Home reports Pruvit's 2024 revenue at 336 million. Let's look at this. 2019, 325 million for the year. 2020, 363. 2021, $598 million in that year. This is revenue. 2022, 507 million. 2023, 336 million. Now, how, if all these people are leaving, how are 2023 and 2024 revenues the exact same? Or did Pruvit just report whatever number to Business for Home and they were like, oh, it's fine. But tell us again, Pruvit, how things are going well and how you're quite the asset when 3 companies were purchased for 25 to 30 million, including Pruvit. And these are your alleged revenue numbers from Business for Home, which is a pro multi-level marketing website. Tell us again how this is an exciting time and how this is a great opportunity for your distributors, because it's not.
like, okay, what's going on? Like, there's too many good people leaving. I need to like take the blinders off and see what's really going on here, because it's very easy to become brainwashed and blinded. And unfortunately, that's a lot of what has gone on there and is still going on there. Some of the main questions that I've been getting is, number one, like, what does this mean? Are you...
That's weird, right? If Pruvit were doing so well, why hasn't there been an updated? I think I said 2023 earlier. My apologies. But no income disclosure statement from Pruvit since 2022. Now, I wonder why they didn't put one out in 2023. Well, according to the screenshot that Cameron has shared, 2023, they went from 507 million in 2022 to 336 million. Now, on the 2022 income disclosure statement, that was where I got the information that the median income for all Pruvit promoters was less than $11 for the year. And that was at $507 million in revenue. Imagine what that looks like if they were to put out a 2023 IDS at 336 million revenue from 507 million. Just imagine what that number would look like. What, $3.50? Come on, that's wild.
Surprise, like, is Pruvit still going to operate as Pruvit? Is Herbalife going to sell ketones? Look, all I know is what's in the article, and from my understanding, everyone received the news at the same time, including the top affiliates in the company. When the article came out, the CEO hosted a Zoom. He told them the news.
Oh, this is a good question. Sorry if you mentioned it and I missed it. Who has ownerships for the patents, or of the patents for the ketone products after this buyout? I did not look into that in particular. I'm not really sure, but I will look that up after this live stream and do some research on it.
And then they did a larger Zoom with kind of that next level of people. I don't know if it was the whole company. I was obviously not on that Zoom at all. The only thing I know is what I read in the article, which is the same thing that you can read. I'll pop the article link on here for you to take a read and see what you think for yourself. But I will say that one of the things that I am most disturbed about is the fact that this is being spun into something that is like, oh, this great thing, like we're this highly sought out company, and that's why Herbalife is coming to us. And I think that that's very, very sad. I understand that people are freaked out, and people's whole livelihoods are here, and so they want to think and hope that that's the case. But the truth is, like, all ego needs to go to the side, and people don't need to be drug along anymore, because I can guarantee you that everyone who has stayed there for a year, since so many people started leaving, but the ones that have stayed are in worse off situations than they...
I'm gonna pause her really quickly. Danielle, I don't know if I acknowledged this earlier, and I might have missed it, but thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. And welcome to the new members. So I apologize if I missed that.
They were a year ago, and all this is going to do is continue to drag on until eventually, you know, Pruvit is not a thing. This is my opinion. Pruvit will merge right into Herbalife. Pruvit actually acquired a company back in...
This is important, what she's about to share. This is really, really important. We're getting into more of the whistleblower type things. She's going to start speaking on Sunbasket. So Remember Sunbasket were the keto meals that Pruvit was saying that they, this is such a great opportunity, and they were expensive. It had like hard-boiled eggs and almonds and things that people could get from much cheaper from their local grocery store. You guys remember that whole thing? I'm pretty sure I did a video on that because I remember Jamie Lynn, which, by the way, Jamie Lynn, where are you in all of this? Anyways, I did a video on her doing a box opening with it, and I was like, oh, that looks... no, thank you. So that's what she's getting ready to talk about, in case you're like, what is this? That's what that is.
In what year was that? I actually can't remember what year it was, but we acquired, when I was part of the company still, we acquired Visalis, like the shakes and stuff.
Oh, Visalis.
And it was like, oh yeah, Visalis is still gonna...
My bad. But we are going to get into Sunbasket here shortly.
Have their website and do their thing, and I'm sure it was painted to them like it was this great big wonderful thing for them. And where's Visalis now? Probably nowhere to be found. So in my opinion, it's the same kind of situation happening now. I know that they were told that, the question was asked like, oh, is Herbalife...
Oh, I apologize. I didn't do that. Hold on. I was very in the moment. Thank you for calling me out on that, Brandy.
Going to sell ketones, and is Prüvit going to sell Herbalife? And they were told that no. Like, basically the way that it was explained and articulated from my understanding is that everything's just the same, like no worries, it's no better time to join than now, and that Pruvit's just going to be an umbrella company under Herbalife. I don't believe that for a minute. It even says in the article that Herbalife will be able to sell ketone products. It looked like, from what it looked like, immediately they would be able to sell ketone products. So that means that Pruvit is no longer exclusive to ketones, because Herbalife now owns the assets, which includes the patents.
100% of the assets. So Charlene, I would assume that the patents and anything that has anything to do with Pruvit would be owned by Herbalife. But again, I didn't research that specific thing, but in the article, in the press release from Herbalife, it says that they will own 100% of the assets from Pruvit. So I would assume that would fall under that.
And all the things. And I'm just like, people, open your eyes and do your own research, and don't just listen to what they are telling you. If you have been in this company, you know, first and foremost, how they do things. You know, whoa, you know that when they took away free product, they came on a Zoom and tried to make it this big hype, awesome, wonderful thing. There was nothing awesome and wonderful about it. People went from earning free ketones to nothing anymore. The comp plan changes, all of the things that they have done. You already know how they roll. So don't be a sheep and just go by what they are telling you. Do your research and pray for the discernment to make your own decision based on what you need to do for your family, instead of hanging on for whatever's next.
And let me just say this again. Two things can be true at once. I can appreciate the fact that Cameron is finally speaking up about this. And I can also be extremely skeptical knowing that she's in a multi-level marketing company currently. And because of the relationships that she has built with these people that are still in Pruvit over the years, that she will recruit them in a heartbeat into a Nagic in all of this. So those two things can be true all at the same time. Again, I'm really grateful that Cameron is talking about all of this. I'm grateful that Lushy was able to grab this for me and screen record it in one shot. And yeah.
Another thing that it's really odd that it's not been talked about or leaked yet, but I think it's because half of the people are still associated with the company and the other half have left the company, but they have like an NDA kind of thing going on. But I don't have an NDA because I didn't invest. So there was a time where Pruvit ended up like merging with or acquiring, or I don't really know what the arrangement was, but with a food company called Sunbasket. And apparently they needed capital. So they went to a lot of the top distributors and gave them the opportunity to like invest, and basically promised them the world and a huge return. And these distributors invested anywhere from, I think the minimum was $25,000, but some as much as $200,000 and more into Pruvit, and were basically told they would get like 2 to 4 times that back. And the only way that they wouldn't is if the company was if the company went under. And the crazy thing to me is that these people are never going to get their money back, right? Like, I think everybody's probably already accepted that. But there are people still there with the company that were affected by this, that invested everything they had, some of them, into this dream, this pipe dream that God only knows what happened with, but they sure as heck didn't get, not only did they not get a return on investment, they didn't even get their original investment back, and they never will. And I can only think that the people that are still there, who I look at as good, smart people, that I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I think they literally, like, all their eggs are in that basket. They literally invested everything that they had, these huge amounts of money, into savings, and they want to do everything that they can to get this out of the hole that it's in and get it back up above water. Sadly, don't see that happening. I haven't seen that happening. And now the company just sold. So now what? Now you're never going to get your money. So it's just, I'm like, how many signs do you need? Like,
Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe it'll be the greatest thing ever and it's the best time to join them, but I seriously doubt it. Thank you for posting this, Cameron. I think that it's fabulous. Although I do know that, in my opinion, you probably are going to be using that to recruit people. Okay, I feel like I had some information about Sunbasket. Give me just a second to go through my notes and find it. I don't know where I had this. Anyways, let's just keep moving. Okay, so that was, let me go back to these other notes. All right. Let's talk about this poll. So 86% of you said that, do you think Prüvit let certain people leave to avoid a mass exodus? 86% of you said yes, which is interesting, and 14% said no. Let me ask you guys one last poll, just for funsies. If your CEO asked you to invest up to $200K into a business opportunity, would you do it? I'm just curious if you guys would do it. That's a good point. Sunk cost. Yep. And maybe that's why some of these what she was referring to, the 5 people, 5 to 10, I think is what she said, are sticking around because they think they're going to get their money out of it. Maybe they're side deals. I don't know. Herbalife's website says Herbalife's acquisition of Pruvit, including the assets of Protocol Health, is expected to close in the second quarter of 2025. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. Yeah. Assuming we have 200K. Fair. Yeah. All right. So that was part 5. And now we're going to get into this. All right, my final thoughts. We made it this far. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know that this was a little bit awkward at times because I was doing basically a deep dive live, but I appreciate you guys being here. And if you have not already liked and subscribed to my channel, if you would do that, that would be amazing. Okay, so let's just run through some of the red flags. Okay, so Pruvit is merging with one of the worst and most predatory, in my opinion, MLMs in history, with lots of lawsuits, betting on zero. You guys can check out that documentary. I think it's extremely eye-opening. And Herbalife is known, I'm going to say in my opinion, because protective language, to go after the Hispanic community. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So watch that documentary. I don't feel like Brian Underwood's speech was focusing on growth. I feel like it was an exit strategy. I think that he has a plan in place to pad himself financially and set him up for the next thing. I think that we have a very clear history of people that have been a part of Pruvit, that have spoken out, people that have had interactions with Brian Underwood, that have shared information with me, people that have been a part of this, that have shared experiences where I believe, again, in my opinion, that Brian Underwood has a pattern of only being concerned about himself. So I think that he probably has his next thing in place. I think that financially he is going to pad himself. And again, that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, of course. Top Pruvit leaders, in my opinion, I'm going to say that a lot, look extremely terrified while simultaneously telling their followers that they're extremely excited about it. I think their body language or their non-verbals says a whole lot. I think that Pruvit mysteriously stopping when it comes to suing distributors that have left right before all of this hit is quite fascinating to me. And I think the, up to $200,000 investment into Sunbasket was yet another example of a cash grab. And we have plenty of other cash grabs that we can talk about. We can talk about the Fueled by Female ketones that they put out. We can talk about the Keto course that Brian Underwood put out was that the beginning of this year or was that last year? I don't remember. Where he was saying that people could be certified to sell ketones and to coach their customers better for just a little less than $1,000 each. I think that that was absolutely a cash grab. I think the things that I saw in 2020, whether we're talking about selling hand sanitizer, whether we're talking about selling Tide pens, whether we're talking about any of those things, there was an immune boosting product at one point. These are all examples, in my opinion, of cash grabs. I think that you have to look at the pattern, you have to look at the history in order to see what is going on. So Pruvit saying that, hey, this is great for the distributors, I don't think that's true. I think that this is a good deal for Brian. I think this is a good deal for Terry LaCour. And I think this is a good deal for Dr. Ryan Lowry and Dr. Jacob Wilson. I think the distributors are going to fall into the fold of Herbalife. I think they're going to start selling the aloe drinks. I think they're going to start selling the tea. I think that the marketing is going to become even more diluted. I think that the distributors that are in Pruvit that are saying this is a really great thing are absolutely delusional. I'm not saying that in a way that I want it to be disrespectful, but I think that if you're in Pruvit and you think this is a good thing for you guys, in my opinion, Brian Underwood could care less. That's just, oh yeah, the ketone spray. The ketone spray. Come on. Yeah. So if you're in Pruvit, pay attention. I'm going to agree with Cameron on this one. Pay attention, do some research, ask yourself some questions. Your upline is not going to tell you the truth about this. They're just not, because they need you to stick around so that they can still have their paycheck off of your purchases in Pruvit. Look at the comp plan changes that they've just made and that they've made over the last few years. Look at the moves that they have made. There's a pattern there, and you have to remove the pro MLM filter to really see what's going on. You can't ask your upline. They're going to parrot what their upline is saying. They're going to parrot what Brian Underwood is saying. They're going to parrot what Dustin Schaefer is saying, or Nick Martinez, or any of those other individuals. They're going to parrot that because they need you to stick around. And here's where I need you to understand, if you are somebody that is in Pruvit, you need to understand how powerful you really are. The cards are in your hands. We have seen over the last few months, specifically, the power of the consumer. And we are making changes, many of us, to how we are spending our money. And here's the thing. If you're in Pruvit, whether you're a customer or a distributor, and you don't like what's going on, and you stop buying, and you cancel your account, you are hitting them right in the wallet. Because right now, more than ever, I do believe that Brian Underwood needs you guys to stick around. He needs you so that he can hit whatever bonuses or agreement, in my opinion, that he has set up with Herbalife. If you guys leave and get out of MLM and start healing and stop contributing to what I believe to be a commercial cult, you are going to make a huge impact. If you get out and you talk to a friend and they get out and you talk to another friend and they get out and so on and so forth, you have more power in this situation than you realize. The power to heal. So, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you are in Pruvit and you want to have a conversation, feel free to. You can contact me 2 ways. 1, my website, erinbees.com. 2, you can message me on Instagram, and the links for all of that is in the video description. Check out the video description, sources, information, all kinds of stuff. Guys, do not join an MLM. And if you're in Pruvit, do not believe what your upline is telling you. Do not believe what Brian Underwood is telling you. Do your own research, come to your own conclusion, read the press release from Herbalife, and get out of the commercial cult. And I do believe, in my opinion, Pruvit is a commercial cult. Okay, I'm going to head on out. Thank you guys for being here. I know this was a long one, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.